Hands on beats, boy.
What up, team? So, here we are after a decent weekend of boxing once again. I'm going to get a few things sorted as usual, and we'll get into it. So, first things first, sounds on. I'll get some invites sent out. Just give me a sec here, and yeah, we'll get into it. So we had a few decent heavyweight dust-ups over the weekend. We had Sergey Kuzmin battled his way to a unanimous decision over 10 rounds. Oh, sorry, it was a split decision. Bit of a war there. Joey Dubois is a pretty damn durable kind of fighter. So, yeah, it was a tough battle. We also had Amir Hardcore Mansour made to quit on a stool against Efo Jugba. And I think that was pretty much it for heavyweights over the weekend. So, yeah, like I said, just give me a couple of seconds here. I'll get a few things sorted. They get some invites sent out. There we go for your regulars. There's one sent on Hangouts with a link there. So drop one in there. We had a decent scrap with Dimitri Bivol versus Joe Smith Jr. as well. It was quite an enjoyable fight. Man, Dimitri Bivol's a very good technician, eh? Most judges only gave Joe Smith Jr. a couple of rounds. So, pretty convincing from Dimitri Bivol. And the big controversy for the weekend is Sean Porter against, I'm not going to try and pronounce his first name, the guy Ugas. So that was a very interesting fight to watch as well. Porter gets it on a split decision win, and it is what it is. We have Unrivaled Boxing Talk and News in the chat. How are you today, brother?
I'm not doing too well. I'm pretty well, sorry. I'm doing pretty well, John.
Well, that's good, that's good. How'd you enjoy the weekend's boxing? Your favourite boxer had a good win?
When we say he's my favourite boxer, I don't mean like I'm a fan. I just enjoy watching him.
He's very good, isn't he?
Don't know what it is. He's very... I don't care. When people are like, oh, I didn't look that great, he looked phenomenal to me. He won every round.
He did.
Every round.
Yeah, there was probably only one round there that I thought was pretty close, but yeah, it just looks way too good for Joe Smith Jr. and that's saying a lot, because Joe Smith Jr. no bum.
He's not bad.
Yeah.
No. Okay. So. But he was too good for Chilembe.
Yep.
And he was too gal. They can't give him any of these guys that are like in the top 10. The only guys who'll be competitive with him is like Bostick and Kovalev, I think.
Yeah, itching to see one of those.
It has to be, like, or Beterbiev even. It has to be a champion, or maybe Marcus Brown. That's it. Else Bivol's just going to outbox them, man. He can box. And he carries power. Once he let his hands go against Smith, he rocked them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Whenever he did.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh no, the weekend's boxing, man, it wasn't too bad. I enjoyed it.
What about the big controversy? Who do you think won, Ugas or Porter?
I gave it to Porter by a point.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty damn close. I thought Ugas was probably landing the more effective shots, but wasn't putting out enough volume compared to Porter.
What I don't understand understand is the people that Porter won this fight by 10, 11 rounds. That I don't understand.
Fucking dreaming.
It was a close fight. It was a good fight. I don't think it was controversial. I think a split decision win or a draw either way would have been fair.
Yeah, for sure. Did you happen to catch the Sergey Kuzmin and Joey Daweko fight?
No.
No, I haven't been able to find it, and I don't think it was televised, so...
I was able to catch Effie Ajagba and Amir Mansour.
Yeah, I saw that one too. Jeez, what a demolition job, hey?
I'd like to say congratulations to Amir Mansour for a good career and thank you for everything you've given us. He announced his official retirement today.
Is it? Okay. Yeah, I wondered if that was going to be the case. So
no, he officially. I'd just like to say thank you.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people said, "Oh, he's done well against guys that are that big before," but who's he done well against? Dominic Brazil, who's slower than a wet week. These young guys that are quick and big and have skills, they're just too much for him, eh? So there is the fact that
he's also long now. He really is.
Yeah, 46 years old.
Like every fight, he's aging 3 years, man. He really is.
Yeah. But no, it was good to see Efa Ajagba, and it was a step up for him. And he's certainly produced. I've never seen Amir Mansour quit on a stool before. He's not the kind of guy to do that, so... Yeah.
No, he doesn't give up. He doesn't give up. I think he was like, if I stay in here for long, I'm getting hurt. He made the right call. That's all I can say.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it was more his corner saying, no, we're going to throw in the towel than himself. But, it is what it is. And like you say, thanks, Amir. He's given us some great entertainment over the years, and all the best to him.
Most definitely, bud.
Yeah. Any other fights that you enjoyed over the weekend that were pretty competitive?
I know Payano knocked out very quickly. Also, there was the British card, which was a pretty fast night, to be honest. I was shocked. A Frank Warren card that didn't go, man. That shit ended at like 10:05.
Yeah. Not too bad at all. There was one, I think it was a super welterweight fight that was on that on the Porter Ugas card that looked pretty competitive. I can't remember the guys' names. But it looked pretty interesting at the time. Okay.
I wasn't really watching a lot of it, man. I was switching between fights. Like Morris Hooker did pretty well as well.
Oh yeah, I did see that. There was a lot of guys saying that he didn't perform. But I thought you got to credit a lot of that to his opponent.
Dominated.
He did dominate, but everybody a lot of people were expecting him to get the guy out of there.
Anything.
Yeah. So,
well, I don't really expect knockouts or anything at 135, 140. I expect. You don't really see many stoppages in the 140-pound division.
No, that's right. So yeah, was what it was.
Like Morris Hooker ain't Regis Prograis, is he?
No,
he's not like that level of puncher. So
yeah, I've just dropped a link in the chat for anybody else who might like to join. Feel free to hit it, and we'll be there. Yeah, so well, we haven't really got a lot of news come out yet. I guess we've still got plenty to talk about with regard to Wilder and Fury and what's going to happen with Deontay Wilder. He's got a meeting with DAZN this week. We'll see what's going to happen there, but Wilder's been piping up quite a bit, talking about if he signs with DAZN, that's going to fuck Fury right over, but I guess it'll make it harder to make, but it can be made with different sides of the street. Just takes a bit more to get it done. So,
I mean, if he goes to DAZN, he's closer to Joshua, which is a bigger fight.
Yeah, there'll definitely be no excuses then, will there?
No, there's no excuses. I think that's the point of him going to the zone. It's not to make the Fury deal. ESPN can match the zone in money. We all know that.
Yeah.
Like they have, like the zone. Nick, ESPN have Disney, but Blavatnik can't fuck with that.
Yeah.
That's the truth of it. It's definitely interesting. I'm just on the fence because I think I've worked it out over the last year. We're entering into different negotiations between Showtime, between Matchroom, between talking about fights happening 9 times, right?
Yep.
And nothing's really come true except for the Fury fight. So it's been 9 times.
Yeah.
He's entering negotiations, mate. That's all it is to me at them.
Yeah, and he has also said if he does sign with the Zone, it'll only be short term. He's going to stay loyal to Showtime. He'll be back, and I really can't understand that. What's to be loyal to? They haven't exactly been great to him. They haven't provided great paydays. They don't have a huge amount of money. They don't have capital. They've only got a budget. So, yeah, I can't understand that mentality. But each and to their own, I guess.
Wants to get paid.
He has a different mentality, man. I mean, I don't really know. What's up, Low Place?
What's up, Lo?
I can tell you what it is. He wants you to pay $70 per view, and the zone can match a 1.5 million buys pay per view, and that's what he wants. Like the zone review, plan to stick him around the same 15 to fight or something like that. But if he go and he's able to do 1.5, if he could ever. Can he perform that way? Wilder got two, like a devil on his shoulder and then another conscience on the other one. Money, but can you fight that good? Can you fight that good? That's what it's saying on the other shoulder. So, they get paid more on the networks views, but he don't think he could do it.
Do you guys think the pay-per-view will do all right if it's against Brazil?
If they promote it right.
Try.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him try.
If they promote it right, I personally think they need to take Wilder on a tour of. I think they need to get Dominic touring all across California, and they need to get these guys across their local fan bases and really localize this.
Auburn football games, Alabama football games. He's missing opportunities.
Yeah.
Because he's itself like the heavyweight champion of the world, but the world is rejecting you. So most, and they got a little bit of reason to. Most part of the world's booed you in LA. They booed you in New York. And honestly, if they had a champion like Gerald Washington in LA, contender, looked at like a real possibility to win a championship and reign, or if Gerald Miller and Gerald Washington, I'll take what it. They both one from California, Washington, and then you got Miller in New York. So if those guys were really looked at like champions, top of the line fighters, Deontay Wilder would be I'm telling you that the world will look at him like, let's chew him up and spit his country ass out. But since we don't have anything, some people cling to him and certain he need to be filling out the stadium of the Alabama Crimson Tide. It should be done already. It's warm. I mean, what do they got going on? What do they have going on? He could be bolstering the income of his own state, but they don't think.
Yeah. Welcome to the show, Double A Boxing and Blunts. How are you, man?
All good, all good. I fell asleep during rewatched it. I gave it to Porter. I gave it to Porter but I woke up and everybody's like, oh, Porter won by Robert. I must have missed all this, so I rewatched it, but I never had it as a robbery.
No, I didn't think it was no robbery either. It was pretty close, but I guess it comes down to what you like. Sean Porter's got good volume, always has. Ugas was landing good, effective shots, but I don't think he was landing enough of them to give it a clear win. But what did you reckon of that one, Luke, please?
I thought I didn't score it loud. I felt that it was an either way kind of fight, but I felt Sean was in more control. But Ugas is calling for a rematch with the WBC. He deserves the WBC to step in and like save the day for him. You got a 117, 111 scorecard. Somebody was obviously trying to save the day. And that why neither did Sean. I was fine with 116 Sean Way. I would have been fine with like 115 for Ugas because it give me taking the fight in. But 117 ridiculous. Ugas ain't got nobody to be mad at. Anybody ain't got nobody to be mad at but himself. Porter circling around the ropes and you scared to attack him because you think he was gonna pivot on you. Well, you can't be scared to do something. You just got to be ready for the pivot.
Yeah, man.
And adjust. And you know he screwed up just standing in the center of the ring, making himself look like he's doing nothing but waiting on Sean Porter.
Yep. Agreed. Anybody else got anything to add on that Porter Ugas fight? No?
That was a picker, man. It was a close fight. I gave it to Sean by a round.
Yeah.
I don't mind a person standing in the center of the ring, but he should have stepped more to the guy on the ropes and made it more, made that jab just decisive or round-winning jab. And then when he stepped to you, because Sean was just diving in, it'll remind you a lot of it. Mickey Bay versus Miguel Vasquez. The shit was
that's a great
very similar to that.
That's a very good comparison. They're identical.
Yeah.
It was a horrible fight, but this
The
one.
one thing I got out of this, though, was that Ugas is the good fighter, but I don't think he can beat any of these champions. Truthfully, I really don't.
Yeah, well, how good?
I mean,
how good is Sean Porter really? You know, he's not the most entertaining guy to watch. It's interesting, I guess.
I like to watch, man. I really do.
Yeah.
Watch to me, great. He's a great watch to me.
I think he's a better. I'll get shit. I think he's much more enjoyable to watch than I do. I find him more entertaining than Terence Crawford, man. I really do.
Oh,
and Thurman.
And Thurman, arguably, I find him as entertaining as I find Spence. They're different, but I find them both very entertaining.
I can't argue. And over here, he holds the record. 6 points. But for recent times of fights on TV, him and Thurman did 6.1 million views, man. No
That's
big
crazy.
game on. I think Spence did the huge views, but like the Olympics was on right before it, so it bolsters his number some. But Spence and Thurman just had the word of mouth going, and they didn't have for that. Next thing you know, it was just growing up because that fight was just that good.
Yep. Fair enough.
Wow. I got him. I got him as my number 2 rated welterweight until Keith Thurman. They said Thurman and him could be next. I don't know if Thurman, if he felt like he's seen something. They had a little conversation after the fight, so let's see it.
Yeah, I've been looking for that rematch for a while. Thurman's been dodging everybody here and there, but if he wants to get back to being the man, he better get his ass moving, fight some of these decent guys. So, but yeah,
more fights before I was ready for that. Tozosito gave him more trouble than he should have.
Yeah.
June bout, and then later in the year, Porter wait on him. Porter
ain't going to fight again until at least the end of the year, maybe early next year.
Get him maybe it's too June bout for Thurman. I don't know. I don't think he took as much punishment. He just had 2 rounds where it was difficult. Maybe 2 rounds, but to be able to come back June, July.
I think he got tagged up quite a bit between the 6th and the 9th one. And he was getting tired towards the end of that. But he definitely needs to get another fight in there against somebody that's competitive.
For sure.
The year, if that happens, if him and Porter go at the end of the year, I wouldn't mind Pacquiao Spence in Dallas, Texas.
You think that will happen? Pacquiao and Spence?
Yeah, it'll be amazing little show too, man. It'll be amazing show. I got Spence pulling it out. But Pacquiao, yeah, man, if he want to take
He
these
comes to
big
fight.
fights, I don't think nobody should turn him down. None of these guys should turn him down if they can get the fight. None.
Yeah, true that. Double A and Low Place, did you guys watch the Dimitri Bivol and Joe Smith Jr. fight? What'd you think of that one?
I rewatched that this morning as well. That's a good. I knew it was going to happen. Went as expected, but it was a good fight. I don't know if I would have. That would have put me. I couldn't make the boxing last night. I kept falling asleep all the way through the boxing early.
Too many blunts, bro.
Literally, I couldn't get myself. I couldn't say to myself, "Oh, Bivol's coming on." It just wasn't there.
Yeah.
I need to rewatch the fights proper because I rewatched them in my car while I was sat having a smoke up during Sunday lunch today. So, see how it goes.
Yeah. What did you
It
reckon,
was a
Lou?
good card though.
Oh, sorry. Where you go, Double A?
Joe Smith doing his shoulder roll, and then man wasn't worth a penny. It wasn't worth a damn dime, and I mean, Bill a little bit upset with himself to have Joe Smith shoulder rolling in front of you and you don't get the stoppage. That's literally screaming, "Stop me!" when you got Smith doing it shoulder roll right there in front of you for 12 rounds. Like take advantage of it, sit down and hurt him. Like what is Joe Smith gonna do? If you stand in front of him too much, no, he's not gonna do a damn thing. Sit on your shot and get him out of there. Catch a few shots. I don't know. I think Bill will just break range way too much. Don't want to change his levels enough. I don't know, man. Maybe he got hit too hard last night. He said that with Pascal, the hard and everything changed, and I was just like, damn, bro. 28 years old. Your second and third amateur career need to be over by now. It's time to up, and maybe he's still not ready to. Maybe a Callum Johnson next. I wouldn't mind seeing it next if Callum Johnson gonna agree to come and ass up and get him up on the ropes, put the pressure on him. I don't want to see a shoulder rolling Joe Smith opponent. That just looked like pathetic match. It looked like a damn fixed fight when I see Joe Smith just standing there and shoulder roll. I ain't gonna lie.
Yep, fair enough.
No interest.
What do you think about the possibility of Bivol going down to 168 and fighting Callum Smith? He's mentioned it in the past.
I don't find much interest in it. I mean, if they put it in the UK, I'm pretty sure they like it more. I mean, I watched the fight, but I really don't know who Smith is right now. Still waiting for him to show more.
Yeah, I didn't like the idea of that
honestly
either.
like him. I would like Caleb.
I think it's Callum Smith, to be honest. I think Bivol
I
will
like
just
the
outbox
Caleb
Callum
Plant
Smith.
fight more.
Caleb
Bivol
Plant
versus
against
Plant.
Bivol?
I like to see that. I like to see that. No matter.
I'd just like to send out my respects to Caleb Plant. He's going through a lot right now.
Oh yeah,
Like he genuinely is.
He always is, yeah.
So-
Poor guy.
Very, very difficult situation there.
Yeah. You want to enlighten us? What's going on for him at the moment?
I think Law would know a little bit more than I would.
I don't want to talk about that dark shit.
Okay, fair enough.
Dark shit.
I think his mom was shot dead today.
Okay.
Yeah, his mum was in an ambulance or something, and I don't know if she pulled that. She
Damn.
got arrested. He's been shot.
That boy's got some bad luck with his family, man.
Yeah, that's good.
Is Marcus Brown mandatory for Bivol, or is he just ranked number 1? Does anybody know?
Yeah, he's WBC mandate. He's mandated at this.
He's
point.
mandatory for
Vojnik.
Vojnik.
Okay.
Mhm.
He's also ranked number
Yep.
number 1 at WBA.
If Bivol had to fight Brown, I fear that fight for him too. He just ain't strong enough, man. Like,
Can I explain that the ranking with the WBA for you, John?
Do it, man.
Marcus Brown, WBA interim champion.
Oh, yeah.
So he's got the same ranking situation as Trevor Bryan.
Yeah.
A heavyweight.
I thought,
But the actual mandatory for Alexander Vojnik with the WBC.
right,
It
yeah.
was a final eliminator between Marcus Brown Brown and Badu Jack, and he beat Badu Jack, so he's officially the mandatory for the WBC.
Fair enough. You have to forgive me if it's not heavyweight or cruiserweight. I'm not really up with that type of stuff. But
yeah, 168 is in a little okay place right now. They ain't a champions like. Well, I don't know about Darrell. Darrell looks like he's at the end of it. But if Plant unifies with Darrell, nobody else has done it at that division. He'll be the guy. He beat Uskatagi, who I thought was the man at that division, and we go from there. But I don't know what Bill. He's been a rock in a hard place. He knows 175 ain't the right land. He's parking out a little bit, man. Joe Smith smacked him last night. Second round. He about cleaned him up. I mean, I seen the Chilemba fight where Chilemba started making him pull punches back. He only started throwing it like in the last 2-3 rounds. He was only throwing a jab. Chilemba had him that frustrated. It was the only jab. Like, come on, man. You got to get Pascal out of that right now. You got to happen, and he just ain't producing.
Do you think
he's not producing? I may have picked up the wrong light heavyweight.
It's got something to do with his size, because looking at him compared to Joe Smith Jr. last night, he looked considerably smaller. Would he be better suited to...
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. I don't think Bivol's like I think he's like a good-sized light heavyweight.
So what is he going to do with Marcus Brown, who came in the ring at what was Marcus Brown the other day? 190 what?
Yeah. Almost cruiser.
190.
He fought Badu Jack as a cruiser. Man, Marcus Brown might ragdoll him around the ring.
It's possible. Like, I want to see the fight, though, don't you?
If
Marcus Brown, Dimitri Bivol got made tomorrow, you'd be watching it, though.
People. If I'm Bivol's people, I'm just more or less like, nah, we gonna go to 68 and do that fight with.
Yeah, but you and we're not Bivol's people. What we are is boxing fans, though.
I mean, I got more competitive fights I would like to see first, but I wouldn't hate that one. I just know Bivol likely gonna get his ass manhandled. But they gonna make I'm hearing, and this is just what I'm hearing, but everything I hear about Beterbiev, so take this lightly. Beterbiev versus Hot Rod Kalajic is the fight ESPN supposed to be making. Beat up on Marcus Brown, so that'd be a good one.
That's interesting. Yeah, he's a good fighter, Hot Rod. Boy.
Could outbox, but
he can certainly fucking fight. I don't think he'll outbox Marcus Brown.
Nah,
Brown's I ride out by. That's the one that Marcus Brown he robbed.
I don't think he robbed it. That was bumped. Fights are close. It wasn't a big.
I think they didn't call knockdowns. Then that was a PBC robbery. That was one of the worst ones, right? One of the worst ones I've seen. Yeah, no excuses for him. He took a whoop in that fight. But the guy was as strong as him, so that's what gave him trouble. Longer, quicker, and just as quick and just as strong, and he ain't used to seeing that. But Bivol is maybe just as quick, but other than that damn chin. If Marcus Brown hit Bivol, I believe it's a knockout from what Joe Smith did. And, I could see him getting knocked out.
Yeah, there's a bit of a question mark on Bivol's chin. We don't really know how much of a punch he can take when he does get hit. You can see the reaction. He backs off pretty quick, and I don't know whether he's a bit wary of how hard he gets hit sometimes or what. He doesn't seem to want to take too many chances.
It's a distinct possibility. I just want to wait. I want to wait and see before I cast judgment. Like, I enjoy watching Bivol fight. It's like a good fighter to watch for me. I just enjoy it. It's very simplistic what he does. I just want to see what happens when he gets in there with a Vosj stick. I think Vosj stick everything we need to know about Bivol. Either he ain't good enough to be the guy, or he's good enough to be the guy. Because if he beats Vosj stick, he's good.
Yeah, for sure. Want to see that step up.
Fight
another champion. Yeah, that when Joe Smith picked him up,
When
nearly
he,
dropped him on his head.
yeah, when he got body slammed, he was more or less just like fine with it, and I was like, what, bro? Like he just like goes off. Gotta have some emotion behind that shit. You gotta get up and immediately want to be getting that back. I don't know, man. I don't trust them anymore.
Yeah.
I don't. The division getting younger and younger. They don't have a Kovalev and a Stevenson to try to pick off now. These guys gonna have to show and prove. You know, later. And, you know, that's not easy to do. Badu Jack saw it wasn't easy to pick out the older fighter, and then Alvarez just found it out in the rematch. So here we go.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to bring back interest in the division because the two guys that had it. You two guys, these 3 or 4 or 5 guys, they know to what they need to be right now. A lot of them amateur standouts, Viterbiel, Vosdick. Vosdick done his part. He needs to keep doing it. I don't know why he's fighting the guy joke. But yeah, the rest, all amateur standouts. Time to step this shit up and let's go.
Damn right. Damn right. All right.
Dudu Nimbombu. He fighting Dodo. No, this shit. This is a joke, man. Dude is 38-8. 38-8. You should have fought him when you were fighting Tommy Karpensi and Muhammadi. What the hell is this?
Yeah, for sure. Low place. You didn't happen to catch the Kuzman versus Dueco fight?
No.
Doesn't seem nobody's been able to catch it.
Like, John, I know how to get it. See if you go into BoxRec and you go into the card, it'll tell you what we're streaming it. We're showing it, even if it was a foreign channel. You can go in. There's a channel you can go into and watch the foreign streams.
Okay.
So awesome. I can just watch. That's how I was watching Herkovic on RTL and stuff.
Okay.
You can pick them up pretty easy. The Polish channels as well.
Sweet. I'll give that a go.
Some channel it might have been on it might even have been on a regional channel. I'm sure they would have televised that.
Okay. Cool.
I'll have a look, see if I'm.
Ah, fuck. My hangouts just dropped out. Sorry, guys. I'll get that back up. Give me a sec. God damn it. Goddamn issues. Give me a couple of secs here, guys. Sorry about that. God damn it. To make a new one. God damn it. Give me a second here, guys. Alright, that should be back. If any of you guys want to jump back on, you should be able to hit that same link and it'll come back in. See what's going on in the chat here. Sorry guys. Goddamn tech issues. We're back in. Let's check the audio is still working. We're back in. Yep. See if these guys jump back in. Should be the same link. Copy it just in case. Link's back in the chat there, if anybody needs it. Go drop it back in Hangouts. Make sure y'all got it. What a fuck up. Alright guys, check the Hangout chat. There's a new link that I'm dropping now. There you go. That should get you back in. Sorry team, fucked that up. Alright. Yeah, I dropped it in the Hangout that you were just in, Double A. And I'll go drop it back in the other chat too. Where is it? There you go. There's that one. And I dropped it here too. You're back.
I don't know what happened. I went to go look for the Kuzmin fight, and then I came back, and there was nobody there.
No man, my whole Hangout just died for some reason. Don't know why. Stupid.
Have you heard anything about Parker? Do you know what's happening with Parker?
I had a quick look at news articles just before I jumped on, and there's one there that says he'll knock out Derek Chisora early for a statement knockout. So maybe the negotiations are going on. That article wasn't that long ago. I think it was from the 7th. So what was that? Friday. So
I hadn't heard anything.
I haven't
heard
heard
anything. Card, like we've not got any card announced for this April 20th for that.
No, well,
Oh.
Lucas Brown was scheduled on Boxrec for Dave Allen on that, and there was talk of them headlining that event, but it's gone from Boxrec now. So,
because I seen Lucas Brown when I went to Scotland. Only seen him for a couple of minutes, and I was talking to him. Only actually, I wanted to sit and get a coffee with him, but I was meant to go to the hotel early in the morning and meet somebody else, another boxer there who's on the same team as him, on the Rich Energy team. But ended up leaving too late with my kid and all that, and by the time I got up there, I managed to get like 5 minutes, say hello, and that was it. But he said that he was expecting to fight Dave Allen, but he didn't know if it was going to be a headline because of like Dillian White, wasn't he? He thought he'd be fighting on AJ card, and then it would be Dillian White. And because there's already a card announced for the Copper box, and Eddie's using all his young people from London on that, it's got Buatsi and all them are out fighting. Buatsi's fighting Conroy, Okoli's fighting Wade Camacho. So he's already got a show on like 3 weeks before it in London. So he doesn't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I can't see a card being on that on the 20th. And Billy Joe Saunders was supposed to be fighting on the 13th, and that looks like that's getting pulled now.
Yeah. Well, where's it going to happen? Maybe then. Shit, it's got to happen somewhere. Do you think Brown and Allen are worthy to headline a card?
You can only headline a card in London. See if they could headline the card if they had like Okoli and Buatsi and maybe Cheeseman, and if they put all the London fighters on the undercard. like it would probably work.
Mm.
If you had enough London fighters and enough local fighters, it would probably be a nice. You could do it, but when everybody else is fighting 3 weeks before it, you you're fucked, aren't you?
Yeah, totally. Totally. I don't know. Maybe there's some room on that Price versus Cash Ali card. Who's the headline for that? I can't remember who the headline was. That's on the 30th. But,
Charlie Edwards defending his belt. Is that card?
I'll have a quick look. Give me a sec here. Where are we?
Oh no, that Liverpool card. There's a card with Liverpool. Fitzgerald's fighting Fowler on that card as well.
And that's a Matchroom card, isn't it?
Yep.
So, shit, they should be able to fit them in there. Surely it's not that full already. No good here.
Throw them on that card.
I think that's a good idea, yeah.
Well, there's a card on the 30th of March in Liverpool that's got Eggington Smith, but that's already packed out, that card. That's the one Price and Ali's on.
Okay.
And there is another card though. There's a card. Aye, they pulled that one altogether now. That's been pulled off the box right. That card. The other card's the one in the copper box on the 23rd of March, which is pretty soon though. And Charlie Edwards is on that, but he's got Buatsi, O'Coley and Ritson on that.
Okay. Alright then. Well, waiting for more news then. In a lot of places. We've got Dan Mack in the building too. How are you, man?
I'm good, mate. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, clear as a bell, bro.
How you doing?
Not too bad. What fights did
Alright,
you...
double A.
All good, Dan. How's it going?
No bad, mate.
What fights did you manage to catch over the weekend, bro?
I done not too bad this weekend. I managed to catch two.
Oh, yep. Which ones?
The Frank Warren card, the Anthony Yard fight, and the Daniel Dubois fight.
Oh, it was on Friday, yep.
Yeah, the other fights were on early hours over here, so I've not managed to catch up. Not managed to catch up with them.
Haven't spoken about that card yet, so you want to give us your take on Daniel Dubois' performance against Kajanu?
A lot better than his performance against Kevin Johnson. He looked really impressive, in my opinion, and yeah, he looks like he could do something. He really does. I was impressed. There was a lot of good body work in that. A couple of low blows as well, it has to be said. Especially the one for the knockout. I think there could have been a low blow in there as well. But an impressive performance, because nobody's really done that to him. I think he went about 4 rounds with Ortiz or something, and Ortiz took him out.
I think it was only 2, bro.
Was it only 2? Yeah.
But,
yeah. But he was a lot more ambitious than what he had been in the fight against Nathan Gorman, and what he showed against Parker. Obviously, he was Parker's sparring partner as well, so he had a lot of inside knowledge in that fight. But it was an impressive performance by Dubois. I thought he done really well.
What I was glad to see was, like you say, Kajanu being a bit more game in that fight. He did manage to land a few shots on Dubois before he ended up against the ropes and getting the shit beaten out of him. But with regard to those low blows, Kajanu's trunks were pulled up pretty damn high as well. So, I don't know quite how low they were. I saw them on the replay and I thought, yeah, they're a little bit low, but it's not like they were nut shots or anything. To a degree, it was.
But see one thing, John. Although, like, see when you hear like Dubois speaking in that, he's a really young guy, man. He should just be left alone to evolve and develop. All this talk about him being the next Anthony Joshua, that's just like everybody getting too far ahead of themselves. He needs a bit of time just to go and learn his trade. He's a really young guy, and you can see it. He's really kind of shy type of guy as well. He just needs to evolve and develop over the next year or two. I think that'll be an interesting fight with Gorman if Frank Warren decides to make it. Because a lot of guys fancied Gorman to beat Daniel Dubois, but I'm not sure now. I'm not sure.
I think it's an interesting style matchup, to be honest.
But they should throw them in together because both of them are still young. You know what I mean? Just go on with it. Who cares if you lose a fight? You learn a lot from fights that you lose.
Yeah.
You don't take a step back, right? See if Daniel Dubois fights Gorman, both of them have already fought against people who've fought for world titles. So, like, the thing with Dubois is you can't rush him, but at the same time, he's already fight. See when you fight Kevin Johnson and you fight Kajanu, see once you fight them, you're pretty much fighting fringe level. So your next step is on the right fringe of world level. So he's already took, like, the steps he's took to go for where he was. He won Southern English and now he won the WBO in like 4 fights, isn't he? So his progress is actually rapid for Daniel Dubois. He's already fighting the same people that a lot of people are. Kajanu will be fighting against people who are top 15, and they'll be using him as a name still. He is being pushed. So if Gorman gets beat off Dubois, Gorman will just go back to fighting against people who are fringe level. And if he wins, he won't go on to fight people who are fringe level. Doesn't matter who wins out, Dubois and Gorman, they're not going to fight for a world title the next fight. They're going to go fight somebody who's just lost for a world title. Both of them will fight the exact same people. So I don't think it's going to swerve their career path. It'll not put them back any. At their age, I can't see it.
There's too much emphasis on that O, isn't there? And there has been for, well, pretty much since Floyd Mayweather started.
Yeah, it's a hangover for that era.
Yeah, it is a hangover. It's a good analogy. But yeah, it's a fight I'd really like to see. Frank Warren is talking about making it before the end of the year. I have trouble believing him when he says it. But, you know, if it does happen... I have
trouble believing any promoter.
Well, that's a good point, yeah. They're all fucking snakes. But it's certainly going to build the fight. A lot of people will be comparing Gorman's win over Kajanu to Dubois' win. You know, one being knockout and one not. But, yeah, I think it's a real interesting style matchup. I think if Gorman does win, I think it'll be on points. I don't think he'll stop Dubois. But then again, it could be a case of accumulation later in the fight. Maybe Gorman could stop him. But I think Dubois, if he's going to win, it's going to definitely be by stoppage, and it's going to be in the first half of the fight. But that's just my opinion. What do your guys' take on it? You want to start, Double A?
A draw. There you go.
Yeah. Sit on that fence.
It depends. It really does depend on how aggressive they are. And Dubois is a machine, isn't he? Let's be honest. Like, I think he can take a punch. I don't think he's got a leg score. I really don't. He has a lump.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. What do you reckon, Dan? You got a pick?
That's a fight at the bookies, though. At the bookies, that would be, I don't know. I'd have a Team Dubois hat on, but I'd have a Team Gorman t-shirt.
That's the one. And be at the fight.
It's a difficult one, but I would slightly edge towards Dubois.
Yeah, fair enough. You think it'd be a stoppage for him if he did pull it off?
Yeah. I think he could. I think he could stop him. But it's just good to see a lot of young heavyweights coming through. There's a lot of them coming through at the moment, and it's good. It's good for the division as well, because it has been pretty thin over the last couple of years, and the drop off between the second tier guys and the top guys is absolutely massive. There's a couple of guys kicking around, you know, obviously like Parker was right up there at one point, but you've got like he's probably back in the second tier with likes of Dillian White, but after they two, there's not a lot. And then you've got all these other young guys coming through now. It's a lot more encouraging. And then Usyk joining the division. There's talk of Gassiev joining the division. So it's certainly heating up. But I just think that these guys, these younger guys from the UK and the European guys, I think they're on a complete different level from the American-based guys like Brazil and all that. I don't know what's going on with the American heavyweights at the moment, because they ruled the roost for so long. It's just really surprising that there's none of them that are really impressing me at the moment. Because when you go back and you look at the history of the heavyweight division, it's always been top American fighters involved in it, and I don't see too many at this point in time. Obviously, you've got Wilder there, but I've got my doubts about him as well. He's obviously got huge power and whatnot, but I don't see a lot of good young American fighters coming through, and I think that's what we're really needing. We're just really needing a couple of good young American fighters to get into the heavyweight division and make their mark as well.
The struggle causes sports. See if you live in Britain and you're 6'5" and you weigh 18 stone and you're full of muscle, you want to be a boxer. But see if you're that in America, you want to play American football. Like, it's completely different. Or here, when you're a big lump, you want to punch people's face in and be a boxer. But or there, they want to play American football. It's we don't have that or here. Can you imagine how many people would play American football if it was a big sport or here? It would take so many people out of boxing. When you've got a big bulge here, I play rugby or go to boxing or here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point, Double A, because rugby is a kind of, I mean, if you're like for a housing estate or like a kind of blue collar background, working class background, rugby's more a kind of middle class type of sport. It's no something guys for housing estates play. You know what I mean? So you're bang on there. The bigger guys with blue collar backgrounds do tend to go to the boxing.
Yeah, same sort of thing down here. If you're a big dude down here and athletic, you're going to be a rugby player. So, you know, unless you've boxed from as being a kid and you're good at boxing and stick with it, like Joe, then that's it. You're going to be a rugby player. But guys, I've just seen an article pop up on Boxing Scene. It's titled Sergey Kovalev to Dmitry Bivol. I'm ready. Are you? Good fight. What do you reckon?
I like Bivol.
Yeah.
I never seen his fight. I mean, the first time I saw him was in Monte Carlo undercard. I think he was fighting some Australian boy.
Oh yes, I remember that fight.
What was his name again? Trent Brockhurst or something.
That's it.
I can't
Broadhurst. Yeah.
Yeah. That was the first time I seen him, man. I just thought, wow, he looks amazing. I never saw his fight against Joe Smith, so I can't really say. But Joe Smith's half decent. You know what I mean? He's not a muppet.
Yeah.
So I don't know how it went. Obviously, I know the result, but I don't know how the fight went. I mean, obviously it's on the early hours of the morning, but I like Bivol. I was hoping he was going to fight that guy who fought Callum Johnson. Can't remember his name off the top of my head. His name escapes me, man.
Shane Monahan.
He's Russian. No. Double A. Do you know?
What's that?
Materbiev?
The boy.
Oh, Baturbiev.
Yeah. I'd like to see they two going at it. I think that'd be a cracking fight.
Just try to get Hitman to jump in. Hitman's in the chat.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, jump on, Hitman, if you can. I haven't got his email, so I can't send him a personal one, but I'll drop another link in there. There we go.
Callum Johnson looked good against Sean Monahan, didn't he?
He creamed him. Made Sean Monahan look like a bum. I did watch that one.
Callum Johnson's totally underrated, by the way. I'm telling you, the guy's like, he's only had like 2 minutes against that Frank Bugoloni or whatever it was, seconds, however long that fight, and he had a long layoff because of a bereavement to his father. Then he came back in right at the deep end and gave as good as he got. That was some fight, by the way. It only went 4 rounds, but that was a cracking fight, man.
Indeed. Unrivaled boxing talk. So I'm just going to call you McGregor because it's easier. there's just an article popped up on Boxing Scene that Sergey Kovalev has said, Dmitry Bivol, I'm ready, are you? So
I mean, Sergey Kovalev has said that to about 14, 15 fighters over the last year and a half, and none of them have taken place. So, that's what I think of that.
yeah, take it with a grain of salt.
I mean, I'll take it. I'm being very pessimistic over the last few days. Like, I'm done with the whole optimism in boxing, because every time I hear of a fight that's good, 9 times out of 10 it doesn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Hype yourself up, then get
him
the
and Canelo not just calling each other out last week?
Exactly.
And was Anthony Yardmo calling him out?
I just don't give a shit anymore about it. Like, to be honest, if he fights against Dmitry Bivol, yeah, it's a great fight. We'll all watch it. We'll all enjoy it. May the best man win.
Mm. Speaking
Bivol beats him, though.
Speaking of Anthony Yard, I did see his fight over the weekend. Looked pretty good. But what do you guys reckon? You want to start there, McGregor?
I thought he looked slow. I thought his feet are very heavy. He needs to stop with this kind of like shoulder roll slick style, hands down kind of fighting style. Against the higher level guys, he's going to struggle. He wasn't dealing very well with Travis Reeves' hand speed either. Going into the 5th round, I had Yard winning 2 rounds, 1 even, and losing 1. So it wasn't like he was absolutely dominating. And he finished off through his power. But he was struggling with Travis Reeves in bursts. And I'm just going to say it like this. If that's Vojtic, if that's Sullivan Barrera, he's in trouble. He's way too open for the shot over the shoulder. The overhand right, Sullivan Barrera will pick Yard off all day. He's very defensively lacking. Very.
You know, I thought
and he's very stagnant.
I thought he looked like he was out for a stroll in the park. He wasn't even trying, I thought. Like he wasn't taking it seriously.
At the end of the first round, I thought to myself, has he got a cold? Is there something wrong with him? See what McGregor's saying? His feet were planted, and he was I hate to say it, right? He looks like he's been sparring O'Hara Davis. He literally came out stunning like O'Hara Davis at times, and I'm thinking, like McGregor says, see that left hand, like he's got that left hand doing that right hand. Kinda, it's not even covering his face, his jaw, or his eye. It's kinda sat on his nose. He's defensively looks. He looks like you could pick him off at ease. He really does look. He looks real bad. He's really going to struggle. But I think, honestly, he'll fight Sullivan Barrera, and then I think they'll throw him in with Kovalev. I can honestly see that happening.
Well, he might not get past Barrera, and that could be a problem. Because Barrera's no bum. So.
He looked. I didn't rate that performance. It wasn't dominant. He should have been blasting him out of there. He should have been hurting that guy. But the guy was kind of smiling and coming back from there. He should never be having that.
Yep.
It's not a good look.
Fair enough. You were saying you saw that one too, eh, Dan?
Yeah, I did see that one. And I have to agree with McGregor. I thought the commentary on that fight was absolutely dire. I thought, like, holy... I mean, they hit the levels that only Sky can hit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was shocking commentary. I thought it was pretty close, personally. I wasn't scoring it. Obviously, the referee jumped in and stopped the fight. But, yeah, I totally agree with the guys, man. I don't know, man. He's a bit marmite, Anthony Yard. I don't know what to make of the guy. I don't want to hate on him, because obviously he's still finding his way in the sport. But I think there's guys in the UK that could potentially beat him. Never mind guys at world level.
Yeah, for sure. I guess that's probably one of the reasons why old Fish Eyes doesn't want to bring him along too fast. He's doing his best to hold him back. But, I don't know. Hopefully we get to see him in a step up, whether he wins or loses. I'm not really fussed either way. If he loses, he's going to get what he deserves. If he wins, he's going to earn it. So, let's see it. Yeah. Alright, so, next subject. Anybody want to bring anything up that they'd like to talk about? Now's the time to speak up.
William Williams fight. Anybody catch that?
Dylan Williams.
That was brutal.
Williams was fighting.
I didn't see
That was
it.
brutal, man. He was
That was
levels above. Mullender should never have been in there.
He knew that. Do you know when I seen the interview? It was like, I don't know if it was after the press conference or the day before the weigh-in, and I was talking to Dominic Ingo, and Dominic Ingo was saying it's try to keep Liam Williams level. He did like Mullender's dangerous, and I'm thinking to myself, you know fine well that Mullender's talking the truth when he says, look, my mum's got a better jab than me. Like, he wasn't joking. He knew he was at his depth, and it showed. But that refereeing was shocking. That's some of the worst refereeing I've ever seen in my life. Like, he could have killed him there.
Was that the fight before the Daniel Dubois fight? Yeah.
It was just before the Dubois fight. I think
the end of that.
I think the yard stoppage was a bit premature, but I think because of the stoppage with Williams before it, it kind of that was.
Joe Mullender.
But he got punched, fell flat in his face, and when he stood up, his legs were like jelly. He hadn't even put his hands up to say he was all right, and the ref box on, and then he hit him another one, and then he was flat face through the ropes, I think. But that was two bangs on the face right off the canvas.
Only went 2 rounds, man. Sounds just. I haven't seen the fight, but sounds like he should have stopped it before the guy got totally splattered, and he did get totally splattered. Joe Mullender. So, not good, man. Who was the ref? Let's have a look.
Wasn't it Williams?
I don't even know who that
No,
ref was.
it wasn't Williams. Oh, Williams is the fighter. What am I talking about?
Aye, well,
London guy. Been around in the amateur scene as well.
Robert Williams.
Trying to think. Yeah, Robert Williams.
Yeah. So, shame on you, Robert Williams.
That was a shocking.
This is off topic, but I don't know if any of you guys have heard this. There seems to be a bit of controversy surrounding Effie Jagba, and there seems there could be some kind of Lewis Ortiz birth certificate issues.
Oh, what you mean? His residency or his age or something?
Well, apparently he's a lot older than 24.
Okay.
No uncommon. I've got a mate my mate came from Soweto in Africa, and he didn't actually know what age he was. His mum didn't know. His mum just knew he was born when one kid was this height and the other kid was that height. They didn't keep days. She didn't know when a Monday was a Monday or a Tuesday was a Tuesday. They just lived day to day. And then he left when he was like 18, and I'm not sure if he went to basic school and went on to college and that, but he didn't know what age he was. Didn't have a clue. So, and unless you're born in a hospital, they don't know when you were born. So you just kind of guess, don't you? So he would have went to school and would have said what age is he, and then would have guessed. He could have been 15 and they guessed he was 10. But I don't know how it works, because they make birth certificates up. Like, they have to issue them when he gets to a certain age, but then it's got the date that your mum thinks you were born. It's just a rough estimate usually.
Okay.
Well, apparently he's closer to 30 than he is 24.
They can day test though. Can you not remember a few football players? Obafemi Martins was a Nigerian football player who played for Inter Milan, and then Newcastle signed him when he was 21, and all of a sudden he was 30. Because they can do a test that will define an age, but I don't know how it works. But I've heard it quite a lot. Nigeria is pretty common for a lot of football players and stuff. You don't know. How would you know when you were born if you're not born in a hospital? And nobody knows what date is.
Yeah, I'm trying to find some information on it. I can't find nothing. But realistically, it doesn't really matter. You know.
It does matter to a certain extent, because obviously if like the TV companies and promoters and whatnot, and if they believe that somebody's like 24-year-old, then they think they've got somebody that's going to be around for the next 10, 15 years. But if somebody's actually 30, then it's more likely they're going to be around for the next 5, 6 years.
Yeah.
You know, so
I guess
only in that respect.
Especially if you're winning youth world championships and that, and you're a 23-year-old guy and they've got you doing a 17-year-old.
That's a good point. Yes. That
That's a
matters.
bit. I don't know how. Put it this way, he's never going to voluntarily take a test to define his age. I don't think they can force you to that. So, I'm not shocked at that. I'm not shocked for any. Everybody who wasn't born in a hospital and didn't register their birth will know what age they're. Like,
I guess it probably matters to his team and management as well, because they're talking about bringing him along slowly and not rushing things. But if he gets to 35 years old and he hasn't stepped up to world level, actually 35 years old, he'll start going downhill before the promotional team have gotten their money back out of him. I don't know. I expect he's going to keep stepping up. Hopefully they're not going to be too slow with him. He's definitely got some skills there. So.
Well, I heard it on Hatman Strikes Back. That's where I heard it. And then there was a few people in the comment section going on about it. So it could just be people trolling. But that's what I heard. So yeah, hopefully that somebody can hand me a fucking Cuban birth certificate. He's actually Nigerian, incidentally. So, but I was actually looking at him, and I was doing comparisons between him and Daniel Dubois and Hughie Fury and Joseph Parker when they two were 24, and he does look older than 24 when you actually look at his face, and he does look.
I actually don't think he does, man. I really don't think he does.
I think he does, mate. It's just opinion, though. I don't even know if the story's true. But it was on Hatman Strikes Back, and there was a few comments in the comment section. Apparently, people that were at school with him in Nigeria commenting, which struck me as a bit odd, but it is what it is.
It's just people starting rumours, but it's a rumour that could be true. It's just one of them, innit? It's just you're never going to. Nobody's ever going to know what age he is.
Yeah, and maybe it's just people just try to take the.
Sure, mate. There are people out there who say Lukaku is 35.
Lukaku, 35. No,
I don't even know who Lukaku is.
You remember Obafemi Martins? Can you remember him?
No.
I remember.
He played for.
He played for Newcastle.
Signed him for a lot of money, and then he took an aging test, and then he retired. I'm sure, but it turned out he was about 7 years older. But he was saying he always said he didn't know what age he was. You should know his technique. It's no what age you're. If you start boxing at 25 and your trainer says, right, you're 3, he thinks you're 3 years away. It doesn't really matter what age you're. At the end of the day, he's aiming for a world title, isn't he? He's aiming for a world title within 2 years.
I'd hope so. He's under PBC though, isn't he? So it could take him longer. They seem to shelve their fighters quite a bit. We'll see. Speaking of...
Do you guys rate Effie Ajagba?
Yeah, I've got him in my top 5.
Oh, Effie Ajagba.
That works.
At the end of the day, mate, what can't you rate about a guy who's going to knock people into the middle of next week? It's not pretty, but he is what he is. He's a big puncher.
That's what I mean. How long do you actually be in the ring? He's had less than 10 minutes ring time, isn't he?
The thing is, though, for me, is I want to see what happens when he fights somebody with a real chin. And I don't mean like an old journeyman, like a Dominic Brazil. We saw what happened to Agano. And I want to know if Ajagba can pass that test.
That's probably a good fight for him once he gets smoked by Deontay Wilder. Go and fight Dominic Brazil. That's a good idea. It won't happen though, of course. But yeah, what do you guys think? What would happen in that fight if it happened?
Oh God knows, man. I mean, there's only so
I'm
much
not going to overrate
Ajagba
yet, man. I'm not going to overrate him and say I think he beat Brazil yet, because out of respect to Dominic isn't a journeyman. He's a good fighter.
Yeah. And
Effie's a prospect. We haven't seen him in there with anybody of the likes of a Brazil yet. Like, Brazil's better than... Like, I know Brazil beat Amir Mansour contentiously, but that was a much better Amir Mansour. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That was a much better. That's 3 years ago. And Amir's taken some beating since then.
All right.
How do you think he got on against Hekovic?
Ooh, that's a good fight.
Right, I rewatched.
Of who against Hergovich?
A
The
Jugba.
Jaguar.
Watch the fuck out of that one.
I want to see Gorman and Herkovic. I want to see that ordered. I want the WBC to order that fight. I'm telling you, man, that's the fight I want to see.
Could go.
Sorry, I never caught that double A. Hekovic against who?
Gorman.
Yeah.
Gorman, alright.
That's a fight. I thought that fight was going to end up getting made because Gorman won a belt and then Herkovic won the other version of the belt, and then that was the fight that I think Gorman was expecting to maybe get that fight to fight him, but it's not going to happen now, no. But that would be a good fight. I'd like to see that. I watched Herkovic fight, man. Some of his punches are a bit Joe Joyce like, really are. I never really noticed, but I've been watching a few of his fights back and he throws some meaningless punches, like
Who?
Like Joe Joyce, Herkovic. I watched the Joe Joyce fight, and then I watched him. There was a lot of punches were quite similar. That's a fight I'd like to see as well. There's a lot of young prospects out there who they're never going to fight each other, but I'd like to see them get made. A few good punchers, young punchers out there.
Would you guys like to do a top 5 prospect list for each of us? Kind of put you on the spot, but I guess.
What, for heavyweight?
Yeah.
I'll let the other guys go first.
Do you guys want to go first, or you want me to go first? Give you a bit of time.
Oh yeah, I'm going to have Gorman my number 1 because I made a video on him, so he's already on mine. But on you go, Jono.
All right, I'll start at number 1. My top prospect is Filip Hrgovic. My number 2 is Efo Jugba. My number 3 would probably be I'd have to go Daniel Dubois. Number 4 would be Sergey Kuzmin. And number 5 would be Nathan Gorman. So that's just off the top of my head. I could probably change a couple there if I had a bit of a think about it, but yeah, 1 to 5.
You don't rate Junior Fan there?
Not at this stage. He hasn't shown me enough, I don't think, at this stage. But he's getting up there in fights too, so kind of getting to the contender level almost, maybe. So I don't know, maybe I'd put him there instead of Gorman. I don't know, it's a pretty tough call on number 5, I think. I think I might have to do a video about it and have a good think about that one, actually. So
I'm going to say something here. I don't want you to take offence at this and follow it with me, right? But I'm actually becoming a fan of Tom Swartz. Don't hate on me, but I don't know if he's in my top 5. But
Why don't I have moderator? Why can't I eject?
That's what I mean. It's just, I don't know. There's something about him. I quite like his attitude. I wish I could speak good German because I bet you that guy's an absolute laugh and a half. He comes across really, really good. The Germans love him. The fans seem to like him. I just like his attitude, man.
I've seen him fight, and he's a good fighter, but man, he hasn't faced anybody. I'd like to
It's crazy because his ratings are crazy because he's rated well above Caballero and that.
Yeah.
Like,
it's because of that belt he's got. I don't know which one he's got, but he's got one, isn't he?
It's because he's got a bit of personality. It's a bit like Usyk. You hardly ever see him speak English, but he just gives you that stare and you just start laughing. He's just really charismatic.
That I've been through, but I would have Gorman, Dubois. I'd probably have Joe Joyce in there because I think Joe Joyce he's capable of getting a world title shot, and he has a prospect. I wouldn't have a Jagba in there, no for me yet. Hrgovic, and I'm going to go Tom Swartz, man, because I do think he's going to do it. I think this year's going to be Tom Swartz's year.
I don't consider Schwartz like much of a prospect for some reason. I think it's probably because he's so highly rated in one of the governing bodies. It's the same way I feel about Anthony Yarde.
Yeah. And Caballel sort of thing as well. Maybe.
So, I mean, Schwartz has had more fights than Caballel, has he not?
Yeah, he's up to 24 fights, man. So
Yep, it is.
I can't call you 24-0 and still a prospect,
you know the
man.
thing that gets him? See, in Germany, like his last... Remember he fought that guy in Germany and ended up turning into a brawl? That German guy?
Uh-huh.
oh,
That was another undefeated German, so see when...
Sinead Gushie.
undefeated- That's him.
Yeah.
So he's having to still beat unbeaten Germans in his own country to fill the TV dates in it. Is to get him on telly more than anything, I think. So he's going to work his way around that, isn't he? And then before you know it, you're probably looking at maybe a couple of European level. He'll not fight Caballel because they're in the same stable as well. So he'll not be fighting for that European belt.
It doesn't say on BoxRec what belt he's got, but I know he's got one of some sort.
WBO Intercontinental, I think he's got.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It is that.
So who's your top 5 prospects there?
Yeah.
Nah, do you know what? I can't put Tom Swartz in there because that's taking the absolute piss. Sorry, boys. Right. I like the guy, but he's not that good. Nah. I'm going to have Gorman 1. Gorman, Dubois, Herkovic, Milas, and Joyce.
I wondered if anyone was going to say Milos, because he's pretty damn good himself.
I'll go with that. There's a few Russians in that about as well, man.
I was going to say Milas myself. But I've got Hergovic, Ajagba. I've got Sergei Kuzmin, Daniel Dubois, and Petr Milas. But just outside of that, I've got a guy called Apti Davtiev. He's a Russian guy, 16-0 with 16 KOs.
I haven't heard of that dude. That's odd. What was his name again?
Yeah, talking about him on Del Boy's channel, McGregor.
Yeah, me and Del were talking about Apti Davtiev, yeah.
Holy shit. How do you spell? Do you know how to spell his last name?
Yeah, D-A-V.
Yeah.
T-A-E-V. So D for dick, A for abuse, V for vagina, T for transgender, A for abuse, E for elephant, V for vagina.
Nice selection of words. Okay. Just look.
Oh, the bank hate me.
Oh.
That's the Irish phonetic alphabet.
That's not the Irish. That's not the Irish phonetic one. The Irish phonetic one's a little bit worse than that.
Okay, he's 29 years old. He debuted in 2013. He's orthodox, 6'5", 78.5 inch reach. Okay, he's Russian with a weird haircut.
Yes, yeah, fair enough. But here's the thing about him. He's 6'5". He comes into the ring roughly about 245 pounds. He's got a decent jab. He has had a draw on his resume. Like, I'm not gonna fuck around with it, but he can bang, man.
Okay, you've obviously seen him fight. There must be some available footage around.
I've seen him fight, man. I've seen him on an undercard somewhere. Can't remember where it was, what event it was. Because like I do be looking for events all the time, and I've got the box that allows me to see events in all different types of countries.
Shield? I've just looked at that. It was the Clarissa Shield card that was on in January. It was on Showtime.
Okay.
January of this year or last year?
No, last year. They fought Wilson.
Oh yeah, it was when she was fighting against Tori Nelson.
That's the one, mate. Aye. Where, but I don't know. I'd see when you said that, and I thought it was that Clarissa Shields card. I don't think he's. Is there any other ones? I don't think he's been on any other DC.
I've seen him on like some really small hall shows like that. I have a random box that shows random fights in random countries. So
okay, You haven't like shared a ring sparring with him or anything like that, silly, have you? McGregor? No. Okay.
No.
Interesting. I'll have to see what I can find on this guy. Show me up. My own channel. Okay, cool. Very cool.
But there's a lot of heavyweight prospects out there in Russia right now.
Oh, there's loads. There's some that's turning on as well. Isn't there? There's a Ukrainian guy. Who was using him? Tyson Fury have him as well. Tyson Fury's sparred with this guy. Can't remember his name. A big Ukrainian. I don't even know who he's with. He's joined somebody. Sure, he's an American now.
Oh, you talking about Alexander's Zhakozhny, like the 6'9.5" lad?
I can't remember. Was he in Povetkin's camp? Is he a Povetkin fighter?
He's definitely been in a camp with Povetkin. I know that. His manager is Maxim Milishev. But this guy, like, he's 10-0 with 8 knockouts. He's 25. His nickname's the Hunter. He's 6'9.5", big Ukrainian. His name is Zhakozhny or something like that.
I've seen Tyson Fury talking about him. Tyson Fury says that he can box, man. He said he can box, like, he knows how to box. Tyson Fury said, like, this is one to watch.
I've heard that he's got a good jab. Just saying. Have you heard of him either, Jono?
Yes, I have heard of him. I haven't seen him.
There we go. Jono hasn't been showed up again.
Funny shit. No, I'm looking for more information on this guy you told me about. Far out. There's not much on him. So, it's all good. I'll find out when I'm not online. I'll leave that alone. Alright, so, how do you guys think the Wilder versus Brazil fight's going to go? How many rounds are you going to give Brazil? You want to kick off there, Dan? Oh, Dan's gone.
Dan's left.
Okay, double A. Where you go, McGregor?
No, go ahead, eh? No, go ahead. I don't know what I was going to say, to be honest.
I think Brazil's just going to come out angry at me, and Wilder's just... I can honestly... I could see Wilder catching him in the first round. I don't know. I don't see him dragging it on. I think Wilder needs to go make a statement. He really needs to make a statement. He can't be going out there and going 12 rounds with Brazil.
Actually, can I change my prospect list real quick? I want to get rid of Daftiev and I want to put in Teslenko. I completely forgot about Teslenko.
Yeah, he's a pretty good fighter too. One who hasn't faced a lot of decent opponents, but a lot of guys really do rate him.
I know AA likes him, yeah? I have a feeling Teslenko would beat up your guy Tom Schwartzman.
Nah, mate. Could you know who?
Mate, do you know who Teslenko's next fight is? This is one for you guys. This is one for you guys if you don't know about this. Teslenko's next fight is against the all-time great Ian Lewison on the 29th of this month.
Yes, it is.
Where is that? Tell me that Ian Lewison's no got a license. Who issued that?
That's the Matamy Event Centre, Toronto.
Right, they checked it.
That's on the Patrice Volney card against Holkapov. Huh?
Ian Lewison's not even the best boxer on his street.
Well, that's because he lives in a tough area.
That's a good point.
Like, at the end of the day, the best boxer who lives on his street is Dillian White, man. There's no shame in that.
No, Dillian White doesn't live on his street.
Same
they live around the corner from each other.
Both in Brixton, aren't
they? No, Dillian White's moved in. He stays in Loughborough all the time now.
All right then, Derek Chisora, my bad.
Well, Chisora's local.
Mate, that's like saying Audley Harrison isn't the best fighter in Manchester. He moved up to Manchester a couple of years ago just because Tyson Fury lived there. Like, come on.
Scott Harrison would beat Audley Harrison.
Huh?
Scott Harrison would have beat Audley Harrison.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yo, I'm still devastated we haven't seen Audley Harrison against Dave Allen. I was convinced when they were trying to push Allen, they were going to give us Audley against him, bring him out of retirement on his crutches.
I'm shocked that Audley Harrison never ended up in like Romania or Bulgaria or Hungary or something, fighting for these World Boxing Federation Union titles. Like,
Well, he didn't really have to because towards the end of his career, he got a good payday against David Hay.
He did.
He got a few good
And he got a couple hundred. Here's an interesting fact. Did you know until Wilder fought at world level, this is no joke, that Audley Harrison was the only opponent to make over 100 grand in a fight against Deontay Wilder?
Is that right?
Aye.
Far out.
Audley Harrison made 125 grand because they knew it would give Wilder some publicity, because even though Audley Harrison's a bum, he's a name.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm going to ask you guys a serious question. Who's the 5th best heavyweight in England right now?
The 5th best in England.
Yeah.
Are we counting
So
Fury?
we've got Tyson Fury, we've got Joshua, Dillian White. Those are the top 3, right? So who's the 4th and 5th heavyweights currently active?
Yeah.
Would you say number 4 is probably either Chisora and Huey, maybe?
Yeah,
Chisora.
that'd be right. Yeah.
Chisora, Huey, and maybe Joe
Right.
Joyce. I think Joe Joyce would give
All right.
both of them a good fight.
Here's a question for around England right now, tomorrow morning. Who's going to know Joe Joyce more than they're going to know Audley Harrison?
Off nobody.
Who's going to know Huey Fury more than Audley Harrison?
Probably quite a lot, man, because he done 3 million on Channel
Nah.
5. Then.
He might have done 3 million on Channel 5. Audley Harrison done 20 million on the BBC in the Olympic gold final.
I think more I'd know Huey because he's Tyson's cousin more than anything.
Aye, it's back in the day. The thing with Audley Harrison is it's like, since Audley Harrison, people don't remember.
People still know who he... Man, no.
Aye.
I know people who still bring up Audley.
Boxing people, they were like...
Maybe
used to
about
be
10
famous,
years
like Audley
ago.
Harrison walked down the street 10 years ago. My mum would be able to point him out because he was on telly and that, but no, Audley Harrison, nobody knows who Audley Harrison is.
You gonna say something there, Dan?
I kind of agree with what McGregor's saying, but possibly I also agree with what Double A's saying. Yeah, about 10 years ago, then a lot of people would have known who Audley Harrison was. But yeah, I mean that's yesterday's news, man. He's well gone. He got a big push, as McGregor was saying, with the BBC, and he was getting pumped into everybody's house on free-to-air television. So everybody knew who he was at one stage because he was getting presented as the next Lennox Lewis. But obviously it never panned out like that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because he won the gold. He won the gold medal, did he?
Aye, what was it? Commonwealth he won? Commonwealth gold?
Or was it Olympic gold?
Audley Harrison's an Olympic gold medalist, eh?
Olympic gold. I thought he won the Commonwealth for England, didn't he? But he's not
No.
like Amir Khan. He's not got the... Amir Khan is a lot more famous than Audley Harrison. It's just when Audley Harrison did it, but see now, see as time moves on, people don't remember who won. But Linford Christie's still famous, but Linford Christie could walk down the street and nobody would know who he is. You know what I mean? Darren Campbell, another runner, would walk down the street, but at certain times, people, when they get pushed on TV, everybody knows who they are, but then they just die.
I would know
Nobody
who both of them are.
Aye. You're a big sports fan, but I mean, the average person, like, you didn't have to like boxing to know who Audley Harrison was. Amir Khan, everybody knows Amir Khan, even people who don't even know he's...
I don't know Amir Khan.
Yeah.
If I saw Amir
Don't
Khan walking down the street, I wouldn't notice him. I really wouldn't.
Don't ask Alexa.
It's just
Don't
wrong.
ask Alexa. Don't ask Alexa who the best boxer in the world is.
Sorry guys, just changing over my phone.
John, unmute your mic. Don't know what happened there, mate, but you kind of like fucked your speaker.
Yeah, I was changing from my computer to my phone. Hopefully it's working properly now.
Just make sure that like the sound isn't like playing over the hangout.
No, I had my mic turned on, I had to turn that off. It's all good now.
But I think in like 15, 20 year time from now, I think everybody will know who Joshua was. He's like proper famous, like. Even
But that's
like, people
because
might-
Anthony Joshua's entered the same type of stream as Frank Bruno.
Yeah. No, forget about the boxing. I mean, he is like a proper huge sports star in the UK.
What was the point to your who's the top 5 heavyweights in the UK there?
Or just like who would know, like who's famous? Like everybody knows Dillian White, but I think
Chisora's pretty popular
Harrison,
as well.
where people would know Audley Harrison and would know Joe Joyce is another one. Joe Joyce, boxing fans know Joe Joyce, but outside that, imagine putting Joe Joyce on telly and trying to interview him on a talk show.
Yeah, comes down to what people you ask, really, isn't it? If they're real boxing fans, that know the more current guys. But yeah, Audrey Harrison is still pretty famous, and I wonder how many people actually bring him up just for a laugh. You know,
I do all the time.
He has the go-to, isn't he? He kind of is.
Yeah.
Audley Harrison and David Price are my 2 favourite British fighters of all time.
Oh, not Mr. Hay. I'm being funny,
But I
He's a
could see where
faggot.
McGregor's going with that, but he was actually decent at one point in his career as a cruiserweight.
yeah.
Whereas the other 2 were a joke.
I think
not
he was
gonna-
above decent. I think he was a world-class cruiserweight.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoy watching David Hay when he's boxing, but it's his out of the ring antics that make me hate the dude. He's a fucking dick.
He's an amazing salesman.
Knows how to talk for sure.
Like, think
so what's
about
happening with this?
What was that? Cut out.
I was going to ask Jono a question. What's happening with this Chisora fight in Parker? Is this happening or?
I was just saying to Double A before that I've seen an article today. Joseph Parker's vowing to knock Derek Chisora out early to make a statement, so the talks must be ongoing for a date in May by the sounds of it. May 15th, I think they were talking about. So no solid news yet, but we'll see.
classless. It's classless. Derek Chisora shouldn't be in the ring until at least August, because the minimum amount of time after a brutal knockout stoppage is meant to be 8 months.
Oh, he was supposed to be fighting April 20th still, with a lackluster opponent.
Mate, it's classless. Yeah, against a lackluster opponent. It's classless if he fights against Joseph Parker. It's classless.
I think they used to suspend you you used to get at least a 1 month suspension, didn't you? And then it used to be they try and give you 12 weeks for a camp, so you'll be back in 4 months at the earliest. But I think now they rush them back. You can get knocked out and be back 3 months.
It's a disgrace. I have
Yep.
no interest in seeing that fight because I genuinely think this is just. I'm going to sound horrible for saying this. I give Parker 0 credit if he goes in there and stops Chisora. He's just come off of a stoppage loss, a brutal one. Only a couple months ago.
Have you seen Chisora? Chisora got back in the gym, joined Dave Caldwell, and I mean Chisora is in right now. Chisora looks like he's in shape, ready to go.
I was just going
I
to
don't
say
care.
that Double A. Chisora looks in amazing condition, by the way. He seems to be.
Like, he's up in
Um,
Rotherham. He's up in Rotherham. He's away for like I don't know if anybody followed Chisora, but Chisora lived on a big farm. He bought himself a big farm, had loads of livestock, and he used to go out every day and feed the animals with his wains and that. Big minted farm he owns, and he's gave that up. He's like up in Rotherham training Monday to Friday with Dave Caldwell, so he's taking it very serious. isn't he?
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if he comes in there looking like David Hay. I think he needs fucking time. I think he needs a genuine. Before going in with any world-class opponent, if he's going to continue boxing, I think he needs at least another 4 to 5 months. And I think he needs 2 good warm-up fights.
And an
I'm not fucking
MRI.
having that. He
I've
definitely
never heard
does,
your
man.
thoughts on Chisora McGregor. How do you rate him as a fighter?
I think Chisora is exactly what he's proven himself to be. He's a gatekeeper. If you can't beat him, you're not good enough to get to the top 10, right? If you can't beat him, you're good enough to be mentioned. That's the thing. He's hard to beat. He's awkward. He is actually powerful. I'm not talking punch power. I'm talking his body strength. He's quite competent on the inside as well. Chisora is not an easy night's work for anybody, and he proved that twice against Dillian White. Because in both fights, I had him winning. Second fight, he got knocked out, but I had him winning, and in the fourth fight, I had him winning that fight.
I'd just like to jump in and say welcome back, Low Place. Apologies for the cutout before. It happens. Jump in any time, man. But yeah, I don't think Parker should be fighting Chisora either. I mean, it's a decent fight, but Parker's already proven that he's better than a gatekeeper to me. So
has he? Who's his best victory?
I think Ruiz is probably his best victory, to be honest.
Would Andy Ruiz Jr. beat Derek Chisora?
Yep.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't rate Andy like that. I think if Derek comes fully equipped the way he did against Dillian White, he'd actually stop Andy.
Based on what? Yeah.
Why is Andy Ruiz Joseph Parker's best opponent? What's that based on? Who the fuck has Andy Ruiz beat?
Well, I guess that's a point, yeah. He hasn't beaten any top opposition as yet. Not that he's hasn't tried. He's
also never been at the same level of competition that Derek Chisora's been in and been competitive.
Yep. I'll buy that.
But
sure.
To be fair, there's not many heavyweights that have been in the same level of competition that Chisora's been in.
Here's an absolute fact. Win, lose, or draw in the heavyweight division, Derek Chisora has actually got the best resume.
Yeah,
it's an actual fact.
Without question.
He's been in there with Vitaly Klitschko. He's been in there with fucking Dillian White, Tyson Fury. You name it, he's done it, man.
Yep.
David Haye. Well, David Haye was still good.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, he's been in there with a who's who.
Yeah. Well, speaking of a kind of crossroads fight, there is Andy Ruiz versus Alexander Dimitrenko has been made.
It's not crossroads fight.
Well, it is for Dimitrenko.
He's already crossed the road. He's not good enough.
Yeah, it might be the end of the road totally if he loses this one.
What happened to the Dimitrenko that crossed the road? He got hit by 2 buses and a car.
Yeah, and then cried like a baby on the floor.
Fucking. That's a guy I can't stand. Oh, whenever I see a fight, I'm immediately like, why? Well,
what did you just think of that? The stoppage with Bryant Jennings, was that a valid stoppage? He could have fucking won that fight, I thought, but yeah, I don't know. I thought the fucking ref calling off the fight before Dimitrenko even hit the canvas was like, okay, I'm paid, I've got my paycheck. See you later.
I'll tell you what heavyweight fight I want to see. Right? For Joseph Parker next. I want to see Joseph Parker against Adam Kovnatsky.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good fight.
I don't give a shit about Derek Chisora. That's the honest to God truth. Man just got knocked the fuck out. Adam Kovnatsky's on a high. If Joseph Parker wants to be in the elite again, no, you're not fighting a guy who's not good enough anymore. Fight a guy who is. If you want to go back into that top 5, top 6 area, be him, earn your shot. I don't want to see him get another fucking title shot if he's beating Derek Chisora.
No. Well,
and I feel the same way about Dillian White.
I think he'd still have to have another fight.
Kanaki.
I think it's a
hard one. It's a hard one because Parker dealing with pressure can be a problem. Look how he went against Andy Ruiz. Look how he went against Carlos Takam. He had trouble in those fights and they were pressuring him. So, be interesting.
Kovnatsky, I believe, is a better pressure fighter than both of them.
Exactly.
So, Kovnatsky's not an easy fight for anybody. I think he's my dark horse in the heavyweight division. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day,
I can't see him beating the likes of Joshua and all that. To be honest with you,
I'm not talking about him beating Joshua. I'm talking about him beating Joseph Parker.
Yeah, but I still think Parker's got potential to get himself back up the food chain again.
Yeah. When you talk about Kalnecki doesn't have much of a chance against Joshua, I think we're gonna find out a lot with regard to Joshua, how he's gonna fight a pressure fighter when he fights Jarrell Miller, because he hasn't faced a pressure fighter before.
The closest to a pressure fighter he's ever fought is Joe. Because Joe can bring the pressure, but Joe didn't.
Didn't that time, no.
Well, no, that's not true. Povetkin. My bad, sorry. Povetkin's an elite pressure fighter.
But he's too small. I mean...
He is too small.
Yeah.
But we're going to see how he deals with a 6'3", 6'4", 300-pound man against Jarrell Miller. And Kovnatsky's like 270 himself and 6'3.5".
Yeah.
So, we'll see. And those boys have hands.
Yeah.
They throw a lot of shots and a lot of punches and bunches. Whereas Povetkin picks the shots, he's more methodical.
Yeah. He tries to work his way in rather than throw his way in. So.
Exactly. He's much more tempered. There's a method to his madness. There really is. He's very good. But
whereas Miller and Kalnecki are just madness full stop.
I'm not trying to slate Joe Parker, by the way. I just want to see him prove
being honest.
Mate, I don't know. We haven't seen how, like, neither of them have beaten a world-class opponent. Kovnatsky's best win is what, Gerald Washington? Miller's beat Gerald Washington. Miller's also beat Marius Vac. Wait, no, that's not fair. Kovnatsky's beaten Arthur Spielke. Spielke might be his best win.
Nah, Charles Martin.
He's beat Charles Martin.
That was a good
but
fight.
Once again, we don't know how good Charles Martin is.
Yeah, good point.
Because we don't know how good Adam Kovnatsky is, and we're rating Charles Martin as his best performance as in a losing effort to Adam Kovnatsky.
Yep.
There's a lot of there's so much of this in the heavyweight division. There's so many ifs and buts and question marks on every fighter. Like the amount of people who are so quick to say this guy's good or this guy's good. People are like, well, Parker's really good because he has victories over Andy Ruiz and Hughie Fury. Both of them are arguable victories in some fans' eyes. And the other question about it is who the hell has Hughie Fury beat? Other than Parker, who's the only elite fighter he's fought against? Kubrat Pulev, and he got fucking schooled.
Yeah,
this was meant to be a slick, schooled fighter, and he was made to look absolutely terrible, absolutely chronic and a bore fest. And then we've got Andy Ruiz. Who the hell has he beat?
Yeah.
Then we talk about Jarrell Miller and Kovnatsky.
You do have to take into account. It's a fair point about Hughie Fury, but you do have to take into account he had a really bad eye injury, and his corner suspected the fight was going to be stopped with the referee. So he kind of came out and fought a different style of fight than what he'd normally would.
Well, for me, when he tried to be aggressive and get Pulev out of there, he looked worse. When he tries to be aggressive, he looks fucking bad, man.
I'm not saying it was good. I'm not saying it was good. I'm just saying because of the injury hit his eye that there was a real danger that fight may have been stopped, and obviously it altered his tactics.
So a lot of people will say Joseph Parker's best win is over Andy Ruiz Jr., right? A lot of people would agree on that, correct?
Yeah.
I would go with Takam myself personally.
You go with Takam, okay. Well, I'm just gonna say this real fast about Andy Ruiz, yeah? His best win, looking at his resume right now, is Kevin Johnson.
Yeah. Yeah, the most entertaining fight that I've seen Andy Ruiz in was with Tor Hammer, you know? So...
Other than that, like, we've got Liakovic, we've got Godfrey, we've Zambano, we've Gormley, we've got Franklin Lawrence. He fought Franklin Lawrence before he fought Joseph Parker.
Yep.
And then we've what? We've got who did you mention? Was it Carlos Takam?
Mm-hmm.
So you said Carlos Takam. Who's Carlos Takam beat? He lost to Chisora.
His best, what should have been a win would have been Mike Perez.
It did, but his best win, technically on paper, is Tony Thompson in 2014.
Yeah, that's not a prime Tony Thompson either, is it? So
No, it's not. Other than that, since then he lost to Povetkin, and then after that, who's he beat? Nascimento, Sprott, George Arias, Rakovsky, Baccarin, and he's lost everything other than that.
Yep.
Like I'm not trying to slay things or anything, but I'm just trying to point out like the resumes of these guys. I mean, technically you could say Franz Botha could be Takam's best win, but Franz Botha was pushing 927 years old.
yeah. Yep.
So it kind of gets to me when I look at all of these guys and they're fighting each other. I don't think any of these guys should really be mentioned in elite level naming. Like whenever I hear, oh well, Parker's best win is Ruiz or Takam, like thinking about it, no, I can't see it. I mean, who's Huey Fury's best win?
Yeah.
Who's Huey Fury's best win? Sam Sexton?
Fred Castle?
Fred Cassie? Is Fred Cassie better than Sam Sexton?
I don't know, mate.
That's debatable, isn't it?
Possibly.
It's pretty close.
Like that's a genuine. Once again, maybe George Arias, Rudenko. Maybe Rudenko wasn't a bad win,
Yeah.
but that's gone back to 2015. Since then, he fought like Zarate and Alan Bowie and Gunn and Cassie and Sexton. Like he lost to Parker and he lost to fucking Pulev. I mean, I know we can bring up the eye thing, but
It doesn't
he
change
could
the
have put
fact that it's
more
an
into
L.
it. He could have put more into it. He himself could have. If he felt he could fight, he could have put more into it, and he didn't.
Well, being honest, I thought they panicked in that fight because that cut stopped bleeding around after it opened up. So they could have tried to box, but then again, how much could he see, I guess? Yeah, it is what it is. Still a loss. So the actual
None
proof
of
isn't
these
there.
guys really have stellar resumes in the heavyweight division.
I'm just saying it right now. Effie Ajagba has a better resume than Andy Ruiz Jr. Because Andy Ruiz Jr., his best win is Kevin Johnson. And Effie Ajagba's best win is Amir Mansour. Who's better, Johnson or Amir Mansour?
Oh, I don't
That's a
know,
good
mate.
fight. That's a good fight. Mansour versus
I'd pick
Johnson.
Amir
Johnson's
Mansour.
a spoiler.
So is Amir Mansour.
Yeah, I'd pick Amir Mansour.
I just think
too.
Amir Mansour would outbox him. I don't think Johnson would be able to keep up with Amir Mansour. I think he'd outfit him.
wouldn't have the massive reach disadvantage in that fight either. They'd be about the same size, wouldn't they? So,
And I think Amir Mansour would be able to bully Kevin Johnson.
Yeah.
But there you go. Like, if you think about it, that's the amazing Andy Ruiz. I don't get it, man.
the magic cream puff. Well, I'd like to see Ruiz versus Kalnacki. That's one that I've talked about since Ruiz is with PBC now. Why not? That's a good fight.
Kalnacki would be. I think Kalnacki beats Andy Ruiz. He's got the resume to prove it. He's beaten better opposition.
You're probably right, but the style matchup would make for an entertaining war. They can
It
both take
definitely
a punch.
would. It'd be exciting.
They both throw a lot of punches.
Can they? A punch?
Well, we've seen Kalnacki take a fair few punches. I mean, he got his head snapped back a lot against Charles Martin. Nothing looked like putting him down. Ruiz ate a fair few of Parker's punches.
Yeah, but they weren't power shots. Parker pretty much just beat him. Do you know what I mean? He just outboxed. He just boxed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't like he had bad intentions on any of the shots. I don't remember him like throwing many uppercuts or any hooks or anything like that. I found him catching them with jabs and like maybe hitting them with stiff counters. That was about it.
Yeah, left hooks. There was a few that snapped his head back, but like you say, he wasn't stepping right into them or anything like that. But
And even then, his head was being snapped back by the jab, Jono.
yeah, true that. He's walking into them half the time, so yeah, you walk into a wall, your head's going to get pushed backwards. Same shit.
there's prospects out there with better resumes than these top 15 guys. That's scary.
But even the top guys' resumes are. You could question their resumes as well. You could question Joshua's resume. You could question Wilder's resume. You could question Fury's resume.
We can question their resumes in the past. We can, but we can't question what they've done over the last couple of years. Like, I mean, can we really question Wilder? He's taken on the two toughest fights in the last year, hands down. He fought Luis Ortiz and he fought Tyson Fury. Anthony Joshua in the last year and a half has been Klitschko, Parker.
Just one moment, please. You could argue that Luis Ortiz, his age, leaves a lot to be desired, and Fury coming back off a 2 layoff with 2 exhibition fights as well. So you could argue that that's dubious. You could also argue with Joshua fighting Klitschko when he was 41-year-old that's dubious. Fury beat Klitschko in Germany when Klitschko was 40-year-old. You could argue that was dubious as well. I mean, you could pick apart their resumes as well, Wilder, Joshua, and Fury's.
So, in other words, to anybody listening, what we're saying is the heavyweight division is shit.
Yeah.
Oh well, I think
No,
that's
but you
who Parker should be
could
fighting
you
is,
could argue
Luis
that
Ortiz.
though. You could argue that. I mean, these guys are not taking on guys in their prime. I mean, Wilder never fought Ortiz in his prime, and Joshua and Fury certainly didn't fight Vladimir Klitschko when he was in his prime. So, yeah, I mean, it's all
I mean,
up for
Luis
debate.
Ortiz has been pro for 9 years, right? Which means his prime was already over when he turned pro. Because most people believe he's 47. Which means he was 38 when he turned pro.
Yeah. Well, he should be a target for any of these other guys coming up at the moment after, showing his age somewhat in his last fight.
I don't think he should be targeted by anybody. I really don't, because I think, look, he pretty much had Wilder out on his feet, didn't he, in the 7th round?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then
Joe
again,
Joyce, with the amount of holes Joe Joyce leaves, Luis Ortiz still hits hard, man, and he's a counter puncher. Against Christian Hammer fought defensive, and he's a big spoiler. Christian Hammer, we can agree on that, right? He sits back and he's very negative. That's not Ortiz's game. Joe Joyce goes in against him. Can Joe Joyce fight in the back foot? No. He comes forward, always has, even during his amateur career, even during the World Series of Boxing. He's the presser. He's walking onto Ortiz.
Well, do you think somebody like Joyce, if he can use a bit of volume for the first half of the fight, not get put down, in the second half of the fight, he could cream Ortiz?
He's got every chance. He's got every chance. He's got every chance. But I'd favour Ortiz. I'd still make him favour. I don't care if he's old. He's still a better boxer.
Yeah. I'd favour Ortiz in the first half of the fight, but then if it got to round 6, I'd change. It'd be like, okay, the old boy's going to run out of gas, especially against the volume puncher. But, you can't change your prediction, I guess. You got to make a prediction. It's got to be before the fight, and that's it.
I mean, there's talk of White fighting Ortiz next.
There we go. I'm happier with a top guy fighting a top guy than some prospect calling out Luis Ortiz. Abel Sanchez pulled him out. That's the best piece of managing Abel Sanchez has ever done, isn't it? Holy fuck. He said, no, we're not fighting Luis Ortiz. He ain't ready for that fight. Abel Sanchez did that. If Abel Sanchez can see the danger in that shit, everyone else should. Because he doesn't see danger.
He did say that before the Hammer fight. I wonder if his opinion has changed.
No. Because he'll still think of it the same way. His guy can't fight in the back foot.
Oh, that's a good point. How often do you see Joe Joyce fight on the back foot? Fucking never.
The only fight I want to see right now for Luis Ortiz is fucking Povetkin. Make it happen. Give the two old guys a last hurrah. The winner gets a world title shot and we're all fucking happy.
Absolutely, 100%. That'd be a great fight. even playing field. Both of them ancient.
Because if Luis Ortiz were to beat Povetkin, it would let us all know how good he could have been. You know what I mean? We'd really be able to say he was really good then. You know what I mean? But if he loses, it'd be like, well, he couldn't beat a faded Povetkin. You know? And they were both faded.
Okay, Povetkin's 7th in the WBC ranking, so if that fight did happen, it wouldn't be a final eliminator, I don't imagine.
That'd be a quality fight, by the way. That would be a fight that I would definitely stay up to watch. If that was in the States, I would stay up to watch that.
It's a fair fight.
Povetkin Ortiz, that's a cracker of a fight.
But no to go in and fight for a world title, man. Both of them just fought for a world title and lost. By the time that cycle comes back,
but just to see the fight though, Double A, just to see the fight. It'd be a cracking fight, man.
It's a great fight to watch.
That'd be a good fight. I would like to see Ortiz.
Get it on the zone, Eddie, prick.
Against Usyk.
Yeah, agreed. I'd love to see it, but I'd still love to see Ortiz versus White, final eliminator. And get it done, WBC. Use some common sense.
Do you think what do you think the order? What do you think the WBC order next? Do you think the order White and Ortiz?
I think they have to. Because White needs his opportunity, and the next man in line is Ortiz, isn't it? Oh, well, let me have a look.
Fury, is it all?
Fury. Oh, they might order Tyson Fury versus Dillian White. That could happen too. Particularly, it might be easy to make if Dillian White is going to end up signing with ESPN.
That's pie in the sky, that as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with that. I heard that the other day. It doesn't make any sense to me, but it is what it is. I'm not Dillian White's biggest fan, to be honest with you. I just can't see how he can beat any of the guys at the top. But I know he does things well, but I just don't rate the guy. No, take that back. I do rate him to a certain level, but I can't see him beating Josh or Wilder, Fury. I just can't. I honestly can't see it. I know he goes to the body and he's got a great left hook and whatnot, but I just can't see it.
Like, let's be honest, I never seen massive improvement between him beating Chisora the first time and beating him the second time. Like, that was his big step up. Like, his big step up was fighting Parker in between that. And it doesn't seem to... I wouldn't say Dillian White was any better the second time than it was the first time. He looked scrappy both times.
I thought he was worse the second time around. I had him down on the cards until he knocked Chisora out.
Yep.
The first fight as well, though, the first fight was close. Like, for Dillian White, that fight when he did fight against Chisora the first time, he wasn't on the cusp of world level. I wouldn't have said after that he was ready to fight for a world title. And he's not really improved. To me, he's not improved, but at the same time, is he capable of beating Josh or a Wilder? I don't think he is. But nobody is. Nobody really is. I don't think there's many out there who can. Tyson Fury has got a chance against both of them, but the rest of them's no chance. I can't see it.
Well, there's the likes of guys that aren't at that level yet that could have a chance. I think like Tony Yoka, Efra Jugba, Filip Hrgovic, Peter Milos, all those names, but they're miles off getting that title shot anyway at the moment. But those guys of that size and the quickness and footwork and skill level, I think
going to be a race out of it. No, you're kind of looking at Wilder next to retire, aren't you? You're looking at Wilder's only got a few years left in him. Do you want to push and go for that, or do you want to wait for him to retire and hopefully position yourself to get a shot for the vacant belt? That'll be in a lot of promoters' thoughts now with the young guns especially.
Good point. Very good point. How old is Wilder? Is he like 33, somewhere there?
Yeah, 33, 34. I think he's 33.
Yeah, he's got 6 years tops.
I don't think his hands have got 6 years in them though. That's the thing.
Yeah, well, he picks up a few injuries here and there. Keeps injuring his hands now and then. Mind you, we haven't seen him injured for a little while, but
The other thing as well, I don't know if anybody's noticed about Joe Joyce. Like he won the WBA gold, so they now have the WBA Super Champion, the WBA Regular Champion, the WBA Gold Champion, and an interim champion. So Joe Joyce he needs to go WBA route now. He's out of all the other rankings.
yeah, Wilder is 33. Just looked them up. Turns 34 in September.
That's what I'm saying. I think he might have 2 years, maybe another 2.5 years. I can't see him kicking about. I think once his arms start to go, it kind of goes. I think he'll try and retire.
Yeah, that's a good point. There'll be a lot of guys positioning themselves to try and fight for a vacant belt when it gets done. So that's what it is, I guess. Interesting though. Alright lads, anything else we'd like to bring up? We think about winding it up shortly. No?
Can't think. USEC to unify the heavyweight division.
Oh, yeah. I think
Junior Fa. See the belt Junior Fa was fighting for?
Yeah, the international. WBO international.
When I went on to box rec, it says he was fighting. It says he was fighting for it, but the WBO haven't actually announced that he was fighting. I've not seen anything about it. It says he was fighting for the interim version of that belt. So I don't know, but so they've got an interim belt for that WBO international. I think that's going to completely fuck up their rankings.
It doesn't say anything on the top of box rec, but like you say, it looks like in that last fight they were fighting for, where are we? Interim WBO
international Oriental, yep. But so the other one wasn't even that.
That was the one he already had.
It did say the international belt, because I clicked on it and it said that it was the same one that Parker had fought White for. Remember I was saying is White being stripped of that?
Yeah, and I remember I went and looked at it when we were talking about it, and it was there, but now it's not there anymore.
No, and I went on to the WBO website and looked, and it said he was fighting for the WBO International Interim. That's what it said on the WBO website.
Yeah, it's got on BoxRec now, Interim WBO and the Oriental heavyweight titles. So it was the international, but now it's gone to interim. Very interesting. So, yeah.
As long as it doesn't put top spots out of their rankings.
Well, I'd like to see that fight next for Junior, Tom Schwartz. Makes perfect sense.
Where do you think that fight would take place? Do you think he would travel for that? Would he go to Germany?
Ooh. I don't know. I think it'd probably end up in the States, because Lou DiBella had won it there. But, Tom Schwartz would definitely won it in Germany. I'm sure Junior would like it in New Zealand, but that ain't going to happen. No freaking way.
There's a lot of money in German boxing though, Jono, so there's a good chance it could end up in Germany.
Yeah, who's Schwartz's promoter? Have they got money?
I don't know what TV channel he's signed to in Germany, but I do know that
DMR.
Sorry?
DMR have got DMR, I think they're called, they've got him Caballo, but I don't know what the deal is. This is the other thing as well. I know that Herkovic had a deal with RTL where his fights used to get shown on RTL in Croatia live, and then they used to put the replay on in Germany if they couldn't put the fight on live. But he's signed for DAZN, so I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know whether RTL will be able to keep his fights in Germany or whether they'll go into German DAZN.
I think the DAZN thing's just for the content in North America though.
So Herkovic will
but in saying that, DAZN have the fucking Bundesliga, do they? They have the Bundesliga.
Have it in Germany though. I think they've got Bundesliga in Japan, but in Germany they don't own the Bundesliga.
Oh, right.
Doesn't have a registered promoter on.
He's got he has got TV backing behind him, but the same thing. See, when Schwartz was fighting the other night, that was on the website, and then it was on the southern version of the German TV, because they split their TV into regions. So when Schwartz was fighting, that fight was on in certain parts of Germany, but other parts of Germany had a different programme on their TV set for that channel.
Okay. Interesting. I'm just looking at a couple of things up here, not having much luck though. But alright. I think that's probably us for today, fellas. Been on for nearly a couple of hours, so wrap it up and wait for some more news next time around. Hopefully we'll have some announcements to talk about with regard to maybe Deontay Wilder and Dominic Breazeale. Maybe Dillian White's going to have a fight sorted soon, hopefully. And maybe some news on Joseph Parker. Oh, there is one other fight I'd like to quickly mention before we go. Local prospect in New Zealand, Hemi Ahio, who's only a 6-foot heavyweight, is going to be fighting a giant in Julius Long, who's been around the block. He's 7'1".
Wow.
So
I seen him fighting Lucas Brown a few months ago.
Yeah, he's fought Lucas Brown twice as Julius Long. Got knocked out both times.
Did Hemi Ahio just fight last week on the Broadway card?
He did. Yeah, he fought on the same card as Junior Farr. He fought Ed Fountain, a journeyman from the US, and managed to stop him. I think it was in 7 rounds, somewhere there.
I hate to shoot, guys. Catch you later. Nice speaking to you.
Alright, Dan. Take it easy, man.
See you later, boys.
See you, bro. Just bringing up Hemi on BoxRec now to see if I can find a bit more information. Yeah, he stopped Ed Fountain in, where are we? 7 rounds. TKO stoppage. He knocked him down a couple of times. He was just about turning his back, falling over the ropes, so the ref stopped it. But yeah, he's got a fight on the 20th of March.
Wow. That's quick.
It's in New Zealand, and I'll probably be going to that event, so I should be able to get some footage and shit.
That's a quick turnaround to be back. I'm saying that you don't really need to put much in for Julius Long, don't you? He's a big lump. There's no really...
He's huge. He's got a 90-inch reach as well, you know, and he's only a small heavyweight, so I think it's going to be pretty difficult, but Julius is pretty damn slow, so I don't think he's going to have too much trouble getting in on him.
Lucas Brown managed to get inside on him easy, didn't he?
Yeah. I've seen Julius Long, he's been in the ring with so many guys that you'd know. He even went the distance with Izu Yagano. It was only an 8-rounder, but he can take a few shots. He could take a few shots. Maybe he's a bit less durable than he used to be. He's 41 years old now as well, so that's going to definitely play a part. But like I say,
at least he's back to it. It's good that he's getting fights.
Yeah, well, he had some promotional issues and wasn't in the ring for nearly 3 years because of this promotional dispute. I'm not sure who's actually managing him now, but I think he might be under the same management as Junior Farr. Can't remember the guy's name. Mark Cadell was the manager, I think. So yeah, he's happy to have quick turnarounds and get active, get going. I'd like to see him at cruiserweight, to be honest. He's not really big enough for a heavyweight, but it'll be interesting to see how he goes against this Julius Long. He's a giant monster. I'm just having a look at Julius's record now. His best win, I think he fought Bowie Tupou. When was that? 2016 he fought him. So he's been in the ring with shitloads of guys though. Izu Yagano, Lucas Brown twice. Who else have we got here that we'd know? Jonathan Banks he's been in with. Kevin Johnson. Maurice Harris, he's a journeyman. Calvin Price. Marius Wack. Ray Austin. Dude's been around the block. Alexander Ustinov even. Orlando Solis. Far out, he's been in there with everybody.
Everybody's had a shot punch in his face.
But yeah, he's lost to all of them.
Yeah. That's the taking part that counts in boxing sometimes.
Yeah. But, yeah, keep an eye out on the channel.
Big up all the journeymen because they're actually the ones who keep the sport alive.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, keep your eye on the channel around the 20th of March because I'm looking to go to that event and get some footage and maybe a couple of interviews. And there's not really anyone else on the card that I'm interested in seeing, but definitely looking to see how Hemi goes with a foot plus in disadvantage in height. So
the face off will be good.
It won't look good for Hemi. Jeez, you break his neck looking up at the dude. Yeah, interesting. Alright, man, thanks a lot for joining AA Boxing and Blunts. Everybody, if you haven't gone and checked out his channel, go and do so. Some funny shit on there. Also, Unrivaled Boxing Talk and News, formerly known as McGregor. Go and check out his channel. Big thank you to Dan Mack for joining as well. We even had Low Placing for a little while. And everybody in the chat, it's been a pleasure having you all in. Wouldn't be the same without you. Hopefully next time you can hit the link, come join us, have your say. So yeah, this is Big Boys Boxing. We out. See you.